So we're going to get into our 2026 CEO vision and profit plan. Now, I want to show you what I got for you guys. I sent you guys this, the December 2025 goal setting. What I did, because you guys know with the other goal settings that we've done in the past months, this one, if you remember this one is from last year. We're going back to basics. We're going to get like really simple, okay? We're talking about our vision. It's kind of like we're starting over, okay? Because we're starting a new year. We're starting fresh. So we need to figure out where it is that we want to go. So we want to turn our vision into reality. We've got to start there. Our vision, the brain dump, right? And we go over, okay, top 25 things you want in your life, both personal and professional. There are no limits, and aim to keep everything positive. I am healthy and fit instead of I don't want to be fat, right? Start with 10 things you want to have, be, or do in all areas of your life, as mentioned earlier, and try your best not to filter your responses. Just let it flow. I want to be an author. I want to speak on stages. I want to have my own YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. Like, what are those things that you want to have, be, or do? Okay. So that's this one right here, 25. Then from your list, circle the top 5 goals that resonate with you the most right now. So again, we're going back to basics. We're going to list our top business goals, our top personal goals. In order to figure out where you want to go, you got to figure out where you're at right now. How big is your email list? How big is your Facebook following? Okay, you can't say I want 10,000 followers when you're at 1. I've got 1 Facebook follower. I want to be at 10,000. By when? Okay, you've got to put those goals into perspective. You can't expect to make $10,000 a month when you haven't even made a single dollar online. You've got to be realistic at the same time, all right? So you have to know where you are now. How did you win in 2025? What are the things that worked out really well for you, right? What worked in 2025? What didn't work? And then where do you want to be? The vision for your team, vision for results, what's happening daily, what's your 1-year plan, what's your 3-year picture, what's your vision for your clients, for your offers. You've got to put all of this stuff in writing so that you can understand what all this means for you and your business. And this is what's going to help you in 2026. So as I stated, I want to start this next year in October so we can start planning for our 2027. All right. But for now, we're going to be going through this in December. Okay, guys. So I gave this to you as well. So we're going to get going with our CEO vision and profit plan. All right. So this is what we're going to cover. Our welcome. We're going to ground yourself in purpose and set the tone for deliberate leadership in 2026. CEO identity work. We're going to define who you're becoming because income follows identity, not just action. You've got to remember that. Who do you want to become? Then we're looking at vision mapping. We're going to clarify your 12-month focus with simplicity and strategic direction. We're going to build your revenue targets based on capacity and offers. We're not going to guess at this. And then we're going to look at, our offer and income roadmap. We're going to design a clear path to profitability with aligned income streams and then our micro habits for growth. Now, we talked about habits and micro habits with the Atomic Habits. All right. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, you've got to read that book. It was amazing. Miss Candace recommended it and it was super, super good. So I created a couple of our goal setting workshops using the Atomic Habits. All right. And these are commitment to small, consistent actions that compound into sustainable success. And again, helps you with your, who do you want to become? Your identity. Those little tiny micro commitments that you think don't matter. Okay. I got to tell you this. I started going to the gym, right? Every day. And again, inside of the Atomic Habits book, he's like, go to the gym. He's like, you don't even have to work out. Just go in, sign in, and then walk out the door. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's so weird. You know why? Because it was the action of getting to the gym. That's what was challenging me. Getting up out of my chair, stop working, and go to the gym. And so I started doing that. And then guess what? I started working out. Okay. So now I'm going to the gym every day. I did not make it to the gym today, but I did my home workout. I have I don't have a home gym, but I've got a workout room and I've got all my weights and kettlebells and yoga mats. And I did my workout this morning. So I got it done. All right. So welcome. We're going to be stepping into our version of you who lead your business on purpose, not by accident. So before we talk money, we talk identity because income follows identity. Remember that. Income follows identity. Your numbers matter, but who you become while building them matters more. So let's begin. So who do you want to be in 2026? So before we map your goals, we need to name your identity, all right? So I want everybody to do this exercise with me. Close your eyes for a moment and envision yourself at the end of 2026. So December 1st, 2026. What does that version of you embody? Now I'm going to be coming back and I'm going to look at all your closed eyes. I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. There we go. Close your eyes. I want you to picture yourself December 1st, 2026. It's a year from now. A whole 12 months have passed. All right. So a whole year has passed. What does that look like? What are you embodying? All right. So reflect on these words, right? Confident, consistent, visible, profitable, calm, organized, unapologetic, strategic. So there's no more guesswork. You know what you're doing. You know exactly where you need to go. You know exactly what you need to do. And all you got to do is take the steps to get there. So we want to be intentional with what we're doing. We want to do it on purpose, not by accident. Like, oh, holy crap, I made some money. No, we want to be strategic and we want to be intentional. All right. So our CEO identity. All right. So identity creates decisions. When you know who you are as a CEO, every choice becomes easier. You don't second guess. You don't overcomplicate. You lead from alignment. Decisions create results. So your habits, okay? Skipping the gym, right? Your habits, drinking soda. That's me, right? Your habits, your offers, your boundaries, they all flow from the identity that you claim. Results are simply the byproduct of consistent, identity aligned action. So I'm a people pleaser, okay? Full disclosure. So when I start setting my boundaries, the people that are around me don't like them because I'm a people pleaser. And it's one thing that I've had to struggle with, but I'm getting so good at saying no, like really good at it because I'm creating that identity that I want. Like I don't want to be the constant people pleaser. I want to do things for me, right? And then success feels easier when your identity matches your habits, okay? So when you're constantly being that people pleaser, you're not setting your boundaries, you're skipping the gym, you're drinking too much soda, eating too much junk food, right? Your identity is going to match those habits. Think about that for a minute. If your habits don't match your identity, success will always feel hard. But when they align, growth feels inevitable, not exhausting. This is why identity work comes first. You can't build a profitable, sustainable business on a shaky sense of self. You need to get clear on who you are, then build from there. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? You've got to know who you are and build on top of that, not the other way around. Like I'll build myself as I go, right? So here are some identity prompts. Use these prompts to clarify your 2026 CEO identity. Write these freely. Don't edit yourself. Let the truth surface. If any of you journal, okay, take a screenshot of this right now. If any of you journal, these are some amazing journal prompts that'll get you talking. I am the type of CEO who, I want you to finish the sentence with actions, values, and non-negotiables. I am the type of CEO who protects her energy, invests in support, and leads with clarity. I am the type of CEO that doesn't skip the gym, right? That protects my energy from junk food and soda, right? And lead with clarity. So who are you? Okay. Who are you? Finish that sentence. My business in 2026 looks and feels like. So now you're going to describe the energy, the structure, the rhythm of your business. What does a typical week look like? How do you feel on a Monday morning? Like I take the weekends off. That's one of my non-negotiables I put into play about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And Monday, I love Mondays. I'm like, oh, I get to go to work, right? I'm retired, but I get to go to work. So what does your 2026 look like? If you're not happy and like springing out of bed, like, oh, let me go to the office or let me go to my home office or I can't wait to, you know what I mean? What does that look like for you? What I no longer tolerate in 2026 is, so name what you are releasing. Is it the chaos? Is it the overwork, the undercharging, the people pleasing, the scattered focus? Be specific here. And then of course, what I step into in 2026 is, and this is where you're going to start claiming what you're embracing. You're claiming that confidence, that consistency, that visibility, that strategic rest, higher prices, bold leadership. What are you stepping into 2026 with? Okay. So these are prompts. All right. They're not in your workbook. All right. Because I did a different type of workbook, kind of going back to basics. All right. But these are great journal prompts. And I think you need to write these down and probably go back to them monthly to recalibrate. You always want to go back and look at these to be like, yeah, that hasn't happened yet. Let me reinforce this. All right. So your vision map, we're deciding your 12-month focus here. Not 100 things, not chaos, not hustle, a simple, clear direction. So your vision map answers 3 essential questions. What is my primary business focus? What supports that focus? And what do I intentionally leave out? So, number 1, what is your primary business focus? Is it launching a signature offer, scaling an existing program, building your audience? Choose one primary focus that drives everything else. So we're going to stop right here from the sharing. And I want you guys to drop it in the chat. Tell me your primary business focus for 2026. Maybe you have no offers. Maybe that's what it is. Create my offers. I need to know what I need to offer for 2026. What is your primary business focus? It doesn't have to, just remember this, it doesn't have to last through the entire 2026. You could figure that maybe by the end of the first quarter, you're like, I got all my offers set. So now you've got to figure out what's the next primary business focus. So don't think that that primary business focus has to last an entire year. Once you figure out your passion, like that, something that you really love to talk about. If you love talking about mindset shifting and like when you're talking to people and you're lighting up, like people can tell when you love what you do because you start to light up when you talk about it. Like me with like, oh, let me teach you how to do. Oh yeah, I can show you how to do, right? I love that. So if mindset talking is the thing for you, you need to go dive in, find people in that are doing the same exact thing that you want to do. Go dig in, get their freebies, buy their low ticket product, go check out their website, their communities, whatever they have, and see if that's something that you want to do. And if it is, go all in. So like I would start with that. Like start to find out if like talking about mindset, helping people with their mindset is the thing for you. Create your office. And you know what, guys? That's what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. Building my offers for 2026. Because in order to make money online or offline, you got to sell something, right? We all know that. If you ain't selling anything, you ain't making no money. That's just the way it is, right? So what supports that focus? So now you got to figure out, now that you know what your primary focus is, what systems, habits, or team support do you need to make your primary focus successful? Name 2 to 3 key enablers. So if it's what are my offers? So now you got to figure out what are my habits that don't give me enough time, right? To like, are you wasting your time somewhere? What systems, habits, or team support do you need? Okay. In order to reach that goal, this is very important. Number 2, very important, because now that you know what your goal is, your focus is, you need to figure out what do you need to do in order to get there? And then what do I intentionally leave out? What opportunities, platforms, or projects are you saying no to this year? Strategic subtraction. I love that. Strategic subtraction is as important as strategic addition. Clarity isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things with your full attention and energy. And this is how you build momentum without burnout. We're going to have the FOMO. I got to get this affiliate offer. Like, I got to get this. I got to promote this. I've done it. It's okay to say no. If it's not serving you right now for that primary focus, just say no. I can't. Not right now. I'm in the middle of organizing all of my websites, right? Substack. Okay. You got to be able to say, no, I can't, because you're spending an hour here, an hour there, an hour here, an hour there, when you could be actually getting your goals done. Don't try to build and grow and get 5 other coaching programs. And now you got to show up in 5 different places, 5 hours a week, right? Financial goal setting. Now, this is what makes us kind of happy, right? This is the part where dream meets decision. Okay. Your income doesn't have to be scary. It's just simple math. We build your goal based on your capacity and your offers, not hopes and prayers. All right. So no more throwing numbers at the wall and wishing that they're going to stick, right? So this is what you got to start with, these 3 questions. Take a screenshot of this if you need to. What do I need to earn to feel safe and stable? This is your baseline, your non-negotiable operating budget plus personal income. So for those of you still working a 9 to 5, things like that. In order, like you could be asking yourself, what do I need to earn to quit my 9 to 5. And that's the same as feel safe and stable. Like, what do I need to earn? What do I need to earn to feel spacious and supportive? This is your thriving number. This is room for growth, investment, and ease. And then what can I realistically deliver based on my current offers and capacity? This right here is your reality check, all right? Balancing ambition with sustainability, all right? So remember, your 2026 goal should stretch you slightly, but not break you. Growth is a marathon, not a sprint. So we may be thinking to ourselves, I want to make $10,000 a month, right? That's $120,000 a year. Are you making any money right now online? Is that a realistic goal to be making? Right? Very little, right? I'm making like 20 bucks a month. I'm just using little numbers, right? You can't go from 20 bucks a month to $10,000 a month unless you've taken the steps to get there, okay? Now, I wanted to show you guys, this is where, and I put mine in there for now, just to give you guys kind of the example so you knew what to put in there, all right? So your target breakdown by quarter. So by December 2026, how much do you want to make? So for me, I'm going to go with 500K. Like, I've already made the 385. I want to go a little bigger, right? It's going to stretch me a little bit, okay? So this is my offers, okay? My DCC / Inner Circle now, my Canva to Cash, which is I'm an affiliate for that I will be promoting, my Hot Offers course, my AI course mastery course, my Go High Level affiliate commission, and then of course I'm starting a swag shop on Etsy. So what do I want to make? I now have my offers. You see that? These are my offers, okay? This is what I want you guys to do. What are your offers? You got to have a number, okay? So if I'm going to go with, and I'm just going to use for simple numbers, these are $100 a year, okay? And I want to make, I don't know, this should be like 20% of my income. So I'm going to do some math here, right? So 500K, I want to make 500K. There we go, times 0.2. So it's 100K. So it's $100,000, right? So how many is that, right? Divided by 100. I need 1,000 members, one members. Does that make sense, guys? So if I want, and I'm just using the annual price for right now, okay? I want to make, it should be 20%. So, and I could say this is going to be 30% or 20%. You know what I mean? So how much is each one of these? And then you just do the math. It's as simple as that. So I have to have 1,000 members a year in order for me to make that $100,000 a year using my Inner Circle, okay? My hot offers. Let's do hot offers, okay? So let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60. So we'll make the hot offers be 10%. Okay. So that's what? 50? Yeah. So that's 50,000. Okay. This is 44. Okay. Make 50,000 a year using this. So that is how many sales? 50,000 divided by 44. That's 1,137 sales. And this is yearly. This is not monthly. This is not daily. This is a year. So now you start working on, what do I need to do in order to get that many sales per month? Okay. So what are you doing now? Are you doing Pinterest? Are you doing Instagram? Are you doing Facebook? How many posts are you doing? You see what I'm saying? And you build on that. Okay. If I made 105 sales this past year, and these are the things that I did, now I just need to double or triple that. So that's all you need to do, guys. What are your offers? How many do you need to sell? Like, what's that goal? Okay, because I've got multiple. And again, your offer should lead into each other. You should have your freebie that leads into your low ticket. Then that leads into their next step. What's the next step they need to take with you, mid ticket, to the next step if you're going to offer that one-on-one or small group coaching or things like that. You don't have to have all of those. Just keep that in mind too. There's more than one way to do this. Okay, guys? And that's the other thing too. You've got to have a good mix of like building more products and actual content. So 2026 goals, monthly revenue targets. We've kind of already hit this, right? But you notice because here's the thing, guys, you've got to be strategic. You can't just assume that every single month I'm going to make $10,000 because you're going to have peaks and valleys. All right. So you notice somewhere around July or August, it does kind of peak off and people are on vacation and things like that. And then you've got November's a big, Black Friday. Okay. So you've got to notice your peaks and valleys and you've got to plan your higher revenue months around your launches or seasonal demand. Build in that breathing room during the slower months. This isn't about constant intensity. It's about intentionally pacing that serves both your business and your life. Like, who wants to constantly be grinding and grinding and grinding during the holidays? Nobody. Guys, I took it off. I still made money. I took it off. Okay. And it's okay. You don't have to be constantly grinding. So, quarterly focus plan. Quarter one, build and prepare. Build and prepare. Finalize your signature offer and messaging. Set up your systems in your workflow. Begin consistent visibility practices, and then build your email list foundation. But here's your goal: get clear, get organized, and get visible. That's all you should focus on from January to March. Get all this stuff set up so that way the rest, quarter two, April through June, you're launching and you're selling. You're launching your primary offer with intention. You're showing up consistently across your platforms. Nurture your leads and convert with confidence, and then collect testimonials and refine delivery. Convert attention into income. Launch and sell. Launch that primary offer with intention. Show up consistently across your platforms. And then, of course, you've got your quarter three. Analyze. You got to analyze what's working. Guys, when I first started, what's an analytic? What's an analytic? I had no idea what an analytic was. All right. You have to look at your analytics, your funnel analytics. These people that are millionaires with their funnels, and they've got their $10,000 funnels or $10 million funnels, they got those funnels by tweaking and testing and changing, not by quitting, not by building a whole new funnel, not by changing a whole new system. They tweaked and they tested and they kept going. So you have to look at your analytics on all of your platforms that you're on. If you're on Pinterest, look at your analytics. What performed really well? Do more of that. Double down on that. So it's very important that you take the time to look at those analytics. Guys, I did it. I'm telling you the mistakes I made so you don't make them. All right. But you want to analyze what's working and double down. Streamline those operations and eliminate the friction. Anything that's like, oh my God, this is taking me so long to do this. Stop doing it or find an easier way or hire someone to do it for you. Explore those strategic partnerships or collaborations. And that's what I started doing. And I'll tell you guys about it with the Camera to Cash, as I showed you guys, I think last week. And then begin planning your Q4 growth push, because Q4, we're coming towards the end of the year, right? And this is where we want that growth. We're working towards our goal, right? That $200,000 at the end of the year. Michelle's $500,000 at the end of the year. We need to begin planning that Q4 growth, okay? Which was, here, right? This Q4 here, October, November, December. December's typically your lower month, okay? We want to make sure that we're planning that. So October through December, we're going to grow. And of course, we're going to celebrate. Execute your biggest revenue month. Celebrate your wins and honor your progress. Reflect on your lessons learned. Guys, I know we blow this off, that we shouldn't reflect. But when you reflect on what actually worked and the lessons that you learned, you won't repeat them in the following years. And then, of course, plan your 2027 vision with clarity. Finish strong and set up next year's success. All right. Your income roadmap is the bridge between your vision and your bank account. All right. It answers, what am I selling, to whom, and when? So a strong offer ecosystem includes a mix of access points, each serving a different need, timeline, and price point. This creates multiple pathways for people to work with you while you build sustainable, predictable income. And again, you guys, those of you that have been in my world for a hot minute, you guys have seen me do this. You've got a low cost, high value product under $100 that attracts your ideal client and builds trust. You got workshops, you got mini courses, templates, free community, right? You've got your signature offer, my inner circle now, the digital coaching club, my signature offer. This is where you deliver transformation and generate most of your income. I also have my boot camp, which is my group coaching program, which is a higher ticket. That's my premium offer, my high touch, high investment offer. It was $2,500 for clients ready for deep support. And I took you by the hand. We had 2 calls a week. This is your one-on-one coaching done for you services. But you've got to think about your customers and their journey that they're on with you. They come in, they get your low ticket. For me, it'd be my free community, and they've got some free modules in there, and I've got low ticket offers in there. They've got their low ticket. This is their introduction to Michelle, where they're like, I kind of like the way she teaches. I like the way she delivers the information. Oh my God, I learned so much. And they're like, all right, what's their next step? So if you're, not to say that your program or your low ticket should leave them hanging on a ledge, right? Because it shouldn't, but it should give them like what's the next step that I take? Like, okay, I did this thing in your program. Okay, what's next for me? So you should have your roadmap for them. Okay. But you want to choose one signature offer to anchor your 2026 strategy. Build everything else around it. Simplicity creates momentum. Income stream breakdown. We kind of already went over this. Build around your signature offer. Your signature program or service should generate 40 to 60%. 40 to 60% of your annual revenue. This is your anchor, the thing you're known for and the transformation you deliver best. All right. And then, of course, quarterly planning. Look at what it says. Block time every 90 days to reflect, celebrate, and recalibrate. This is when you refine your strategy and recommit to your vision. Guys, I know I haven't done this. I am committing this year is going to be different. Next year, I should say, is going to be different than this year. And I'm going to be doing all the things that I didn't do last year. And I hope you guys do too. So your micro commitments, choose 3 micro habits from this list or create your own and commit to them for the next 90 days. Write them down. Share them with someone who will hold you accountable. So choose your 3 micro commitments, decide your main offer, set your 2026 income number, and act like the 2026 version of you. If you want to continue learning and growing together, watch this video that's coming up next, and I will see you over there.